Welcome, Colonel Kurt.
Thank you, Hugh Hewitts. I hope you're enjoying lying on the beach in Hawaii. While I am covering down here in the Relief Factor studio in beautiful Southern California at dark 30 in the morning. We have so much news, and I want to get right to it. The big news. It's going to be a bloodbath on Wall Street today, folks. I'm sitting here looking at the Dow futures. The Dow futures are already down nearly 5%, down 1,255 points. A lot of this relates to coronavirus. Some of it relates to some antics in the oil market. Looks like Saudi Arabia and Russia couldn't agree on production cuts, so Saudi Arabia says, we're just going to cut. Down 30%. The price of crude oil down 30%. Can you believe it? And, of course, this is packing the market, but think about it. Is it really that bad that oil's that cheap? Is it really a kind of stimulus? And one that we can use right now as people are going nuts about the coronavirus. And there's some other things going on, too. We've got the fight between Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden. We will be talking a lot about that today. But what's on everybody's mind and in far too many people's lungs is the coronavirus. The cases are increasing in number, but we're getting some more information here. One of the things that they finally explained to us is who is at risk. Were you aware that around the world, no one under 30 has died from the coronavirus that they know of? Very few people under 50. Primarily the people that we're losing are over 80. So if you are elderly and if you have a condition like heart disease or maybe you're on dialysis or something like that, yeah, maybe you need to take extra special precautions. The rest of us should just use common sense. I tried to use common sense when I was in that seething petri dish of infective agents known as CPAC. Yes, the Conservative Political Action Conference. I'm going to share with you my coronavirus story. We found out this weekend. I opened up my email, and there's a thing from the American Conservative Union, Matt Schlapp heading it, and it says, yeah, there was a guy here, and he was from New Jersey, which didn't surprise me, and he had coronavirus, but everybody's cool, and he didn't meet the president. Turns out he did meet Matt Schlapp. Now, when I was at CPAC, I was asked by the powers that be at Salem to sit in for Mike Gallagher on his show. And I readily agreed. And one of the people I interviewed with, one of the people I was face-to-face with there at CPAC for about 15 minutes was, yes, Matt Schlapp. So, have I personally been exposed to coronavirus? I don't know. But I'm not scared. I'm not worried. I'm not freaking out. I was, CPAC, you always get some horrible illness at CPAC. The last time I was at CPAC a couple years ago, ended up hanging out with my friend Derek Hunter afterwards, gave his poor kid the flu. I was sick as a dog. It's no fun having the flu. And so I was there. I'm gobbling Zicam. I'm washing my hands left and right. Everybody was doing that. See, here's the thing. All this panicking, all these precautions that we're taking, they're going to have an effect. They're actually going to slow down the spread of this obnoxious disease. And coupled with the fact we're coming out of flu season, we're getting into spring, weather's going to warm up, you'll have the sun out there disinfecting things. I think we're kind of, while the numbers are going up, I think it's like a ballistic missile. It's only powered in the first phase, then it kind of glides, and then the parabola, shifts and it starts going down, 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 down. I know that people give the president a lot of grief because they really want this to be a disaster. They want it to be his Katrina. And when he says it's under control, it kind of is. If you look at the people he's out there, he's got Dr. Anthony Fauci, who is an amazing epidemiologist. He's been around for a long, long time. He's on all sorts of TV shows. He was on 60 Minutes yesterday. Of course, they asked him, Dr. Fauci, is the president attempting to silence you? And he's like, well, let him say it himself. Cut number 14.
I think a lot of people are very interested in the relationship between the scientists and the administration.
Right.
And specifically, if President Trump says something like at the beginning of February, like, we think we have it under control, you're in the room. Were you able to
I push back, of course.
Some people have been worried that you've been muzzled.
I'm not muzzled because I'm talking to you.
Exactly. You're right here.
Okay.
He's literally on 60 Minutes talking about it. President's been getting people out there following the advice of Hugh Hewitt. Now, what's interesting is Hugh Hewitt was at the vanguard of the coronavirus story. I listened every day, as you should listen every day. I'm part of the Hewniverse, and you should become a member. And by the way, if you are a member, you can also get my podcast, Fighting Words, which is available on there. I do that once a week, talk about something a little more serious than maybe some of my other stuff. In any case, I listen to Hugh every week, and Hugh is where I found out about coronavirus. Hugh was talking about this long before anybody else was. So here on the Hugh Hewitt Show, you're always getting the straight news. You're getting it fast. You're getting it before everybody else. You are ahead of the power curve. But I think the power curve for the virus itself, I think it's going down. Another interesting news flash out of China, one of the emergency hospitals they set up, remember, because they were getting overflown, was closed. I think we're going to see more cases, unfortunately more deaths, but I think in the coming weeks it's going to start subsiding. And I think by the time the election rolls around, Operation Blame Trump for the Virus is going to have been proven to be yet another failure. If you maybe you saw the tweet this morning between Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York, and Donald Trump. Cuomo said, we're getting mixed messages out of Washington. How the federal government is mixed messages. And Trump was like, the only mixed message is you guys trying to weaponize this virus. And, of course, he called Andrew Cuomo's brother Chris Fredo, which amuses me no end. I have a question for the people who are unhappy with Donald Trump's handling of the virus. What exactly should Trump be doing that he's not doing? I mean, he should be showing leadership. That's not a tangible act. That is a tactic. What should Donald Trump be doing? Should he be barring all travel from China? Well, I mean, the virus is here. Virus is always going to be here. Should he be doing that? Should he bar domestic travel? I think that's kind of an overreaction. What should Donald Trump be doing that he is not doing right now? And you don't get an answer. You get these kind of vague, he's just handling this terribly. Well, in what way? In what way is he handling this terribly? Well, he's saying it's under control. Would you prefer he demand panic? Everybody, run around in the streets, wave your hands over your head. What should Donald Trump be doing that he's not doing? The simple fact is Donald Trump has managed to oversee a response that's both competent and measured. Well, there aren't enough test kits. Well, when Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton, he was not issued a magic wand to create test kits. None of this is reasonable, and I submit to you, it's not politically smart. I get what they want to do. Nothing has taken down Trump. Not emoluments, not Russians, not mean tweets. Nothing takes down Trump. Coronavirus is not going to take down Trump either, because we're going to get through it, and the stock market's going to go back up, even though people are panicking. By the way, I put money in on Friday. So I put my money is where my mouth is. And you should stay where you are right here on the Hugh Hewitts Show. This is guest host Kurt Schlichter. I'll be right back.
Portions of the Hugh Hewitts Show